And the offense readies for a 1st down and 10. Off play action. Peterson. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Peterson. High throw, but the catch is made. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. He's got his man, Gates. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown from 3 yards out. And the Chargers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Nicely done. Another one up, another one down. Keep grinding and keep racking up those wins. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking deep for his tight end, Gates. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Antonio Gates, 50 yards. And the Chargers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. There you have it, another challenge and another victory. Now remember, you can always replay challenges if you left any stars on the table. The Charger drive about to get going. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
It's a nice zone breaker right there. Take the tight end, move him out to the slot, then have him run a corner route versus the zone coverage, which means he's going to be behind the shallow coverage and ahead of the deep coverage. Put the ball right on him.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard. From the gun, it's a give to Peterson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea
Slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
First and goal from the 3. Peterson. And he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Adrian Peterson, a 3-yard touchdown run. Congratulations on yet another victory. And you can go right to the next challenge if there's another one available, or return to challenges to receive your reward. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, a scoreless first half. How does that change how you assess things here moving forward?
Well, it doesn't change it a whole lot because, remember, it's still scoreless, which means you're starting from 0 again, so you just have one half to play instead of 2. What I would look at my play sheet, though, and see is something that maybe loosens things up for my guys, gets a smile on their faces, and gets them going to begin the second half.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Jackson. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
A yard, all they need, but it's 3rd down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
First down carry for Henry. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 35, here's 2nd and 3. Jackson, options out left. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Chargers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Nice job there getting the win. Next up, another challenge, of course. The Charger drive about to get going. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. And now a big play to start off this drive as the shot downfield is complete. A very solid gain of 27.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, down at the 33. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. Touchdown, L.A. A great play there. 33 yards. And the Chargers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. And that'll just about do it for us in this one. You've notched another win, and the next challenge awaits. Eagles on 1st and 10. They're ready to roll. Second half begins with a run from Barkley. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 5. Throwing is Hurts. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Hurts. He dumps it off to Barkley. No gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And with it, they have taken the lead. Well done. You've defeated this ultimate challenge. Now, if there are stars still available, you can always replay the challenge again. Otherwise, it's time to move on to the next one. The Charger drive about to get going. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now, 1st down. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark it down at the 49. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. All right, you did it. You got the win. Congratulations. Keep that momentum going and tackle that next challenge. got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Second half begins with a run by Robinson. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd down, Cousins. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Grover Stewart getting in there for the sack.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Now back to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Mike Hughes came crashing in that time, got the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now Edelman. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. And just like that, another ultimate challenge has been defeated. Savor the victory, if only for a moment, because you know there's always another challenge right around the corner. And now the offense getting set, 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. No gain on the screen there at 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Hurts.
A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. Not quite enough that time. Maybe just try a lower star difficulty if you can and select replay challenge and give it another go. And the offense readies for a first down and 10.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley.
So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Second down, here's Hurts.
Fighting to stay upright, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. The sack by Julius Peppers.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Trying to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. Third and long.
Back to throw here.
Hurts fumbles it.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Nicely done. Another one up, another one down. Keep grinding and keep racking up those wins. Here are the Chargers now as they get set to go on 1st and 10. The third quarter starts with a run by Peterson. A nice little juke. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 99 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop his shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he?
For him, no run is ever truly over. I mean, he's actually not even convinced that when they blow the whistle, he's actually down. That's how he finishes runs in a big way.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse here this afternoon, Peterson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
From the 7, it's 2nd and 5.
They'll try the middle with Peterson. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Adrian Peterson taking it in from 7 yards away. There you have it, another challenge and another victory. Now remember, you can always replay challenges if you left any stars on the table. And now the Falcons on a 1st and 10, getting ready to go on offense. Play action now. Cousins. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Quiddy Pay getting in there and burying him behind the line.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. So the completion good for just 3. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of the play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
On 4th down, Bradley Pinion on to punt for the Falcons.
And they'll play keep away from the returner, as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Congratulations on yet another victory. Now, you can go right to the next challenge if there's another one available, or return to challenges to receive your reward. And now the offense getting set, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Peterson. Gates with a grab. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Well, let's just lean on the word good here, partner. Good way to start the second half. Good safe throw, and a good quick first down as well.
They go play action here on 1st down. And they'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get.
And Gates has got it. And the Chargers' all-time touchdown leader has another one. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Chargers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Nice job there getting the win. Next up, another. Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway here in Los Angeles.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by their new quarterback, first-year signal caller out of South Carolina.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment. Running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
Rattler now to throw on 1st and 10. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
We'll have to see what kind of looks this defense is going to throw at him as this game moves along, but they're in a zone to start. I do think we'll see plenty of man coverage as we move along, but the first throw of this one, incomplete.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Here's Rattler. That one taken in by T. Higgins.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
They'll try and throw with Rattler.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Edelman set to return. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. A great effort there. 40 yards.
And the Chargers are on the board first here this afternoon.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Point after try forthcoming. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. And let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Throwing on 1st and 10, Rattler. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3 and out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Rattler wants to throw it. That's complete to Palmer.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
2nd down and 4. They'll throw. Here's Rattler.
His throw incomplete.
Looked like he had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Throwing is Rattler. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And Rattler, he'll throw again. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
2nd and 10. Now Rattler. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
To the air is Rattler. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Richard Sherman.
Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try to pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. McAfee. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
This is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Looking to throw. McAfee to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll run for it with Peterson. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. McAfee. And it's caught. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their 1st turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. The Commanders' offense set to take over, but not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting 1st downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 24-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 2.
They'll look to throw here. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
Sacked by Andrew Van Ginkel.
The 2-minute mark of the 1st half, 10-0, our score.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
They'll set up a throw. He finds his man complete. It's Pearson.
And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Washington going to send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fielded just inside the 30. Shreds him with a stiff arm. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. L.A. readies for its next possession. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down. Throwing again. McAfee. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st down, McAfee. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
A leap, and he's got it. He got it. Reaching up for it, and he's got it. Antonio Gates with an acrobatic catch. And the Chargers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The Commanders back out late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. First down, here's Rattler. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Julius Peppers, yes, he still has it. Give him the sack.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They'll throw now on the final play. High throw, but he makes the catch. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports Halftime Report.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. Looking to throw. McAfee. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 38-yard line. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
23 yards on the play. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Adrian Peterson taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's capped off by a touchdown run by Adrian Peterson. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington. On 1st and 10, it's Rattler. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Rattler looks to throw on second down. That's taken in by Palmer.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Here's Rattler now on 1st and 10.
Open man is Higgins. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's the Commanders in possession of the football, but they trail as we start this 4th quarter. So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9.
They're going to look to throw.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
They'll go. Here's Rattler. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman.
Still going inside the 20.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD.
But not only is this defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Washington offense set to take over again. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that zero on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Throw left side complete. That's Pearson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
Two yards to go, second down.
They'll look to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
Nightmare of a game continues for this quarterback, brought down with the game already decided. This sack adds insult to injury for him. Multiple turnovers, down by multiple touchdowns, now dumped early in a drive in the final quarter.
Third down and 10.
They'll set up to throw.
That is caught.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw.
Open man, it's Palmer.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Come on, set, 33, yellow.
to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down as he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
2nd and 9.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Ready, 45, one.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Extra point forthcoming. And he's got it as the score is now 31-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Just all around a solid.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So that'll do it for Charles Davis, the rest of our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Southern California.